The St. Ignatius Hospital, located in Colfax off of Main Street. It's abandoned. The Unified Executive Director Valerie Gregory of Colfax says this place has seen a lot in its days.
So it was built in 1893 by the Sisters of Providence, and they saw a need in Whitman County that we needed a hospital. There was no medical care. Closest facility would have been Spokane. It shut down in 2003. And from 1968 to 2003, it had developmentally disabled adults that lived in here, and it was called the St. Ignatius Manor at that time.
Gregory took us to all 5 floors of the building, and we explored every place except the morgue.
This is an original gurney that came from the morgue, and we brought it up here because we're not taking people down in the morgue. It's not real safe down there.
From the stairwells to the peeling paint on the walls, St. Ignatius is like a place frozen in time. And there are stories that seem to show the patients, doctors, nurses, and caregivers still want to be heard.
The stories that we've heard from people who worked here even then were that they could hear people talking, they could hear people walking, they saw people in the windows, and it was just a creepy place to be, just because it's so large and it's seen a lot of history in its day.
At one point, we heard what sounded like footsteps coming from the room down the hall.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know what it was.
It sounded like something like...
Moving, like dragging.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that room. Look, I like to go check.
But when we walked into that room, it was empty. No one else was inside.
There's nothing in here. This is a little creepy.
Next, Gregory took us to a room that she says even experienced ghost hunters dared not enter. But we did, and it wasn't good.
When we had the ghost hunters come and the psychic, this was the one floor that she could barely make it up here. And she said she felt nauseous.
I felt fine at the doorway of this room, but as soon as I stepped inside, I felt nauseous. Something I cannot explain.
I don't know. I stepped foot and I literally just felt... I don't know. I can't explain that.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
But what I knew is I had to get out right away. Our tour lasted a little more than an hour, but that was enough. Touring the St. Ignatius Hospital is an experience I will never forget. In Colfax, I'm Police Bureau Chief Alex Crescenti, KLEW News.